Welcome to Adelaide and to our preview of the second Ashes Test match with Marston's pedigree. Adelaide, city of churches, a leafy, pastoral sort of place where the spectre of Sir Donald Bradman, greatest batsman to ever play the game, looms large. This was his adopted home and he played many of his greatest Test innings here. But England's score of 517 for 1 at the Gabba looms large over Australia. It's already cost them the services of Mitchell Johnson, who's been dropped from the team, and the true psychological damage that it's done to Ricky Ponting's men is hard to assess. Anyway, let's go and take a look inside. Well, I'm in the middle here at the Adelaide Oval. You can see final preparations going on for the pitch and outfield before the match tomorrow. The first thing to say about this ground is the boundaries square of the wicket are relatively short, perhaps only about 75 metres. Still a decent hit, but nothing compared to down the ground. That's probably 90 or 100 metres. The ground is basically a rectangle and it's a long way to hit a straight six. Not so far if you're pulling and cutting to hit boundaries, which means bowling short of a length is definitely not the best thing to do here. And if we go down and have a look at the pitch, there's another thing to say about it as well. There's a nice covering of grass. It's a beautiful, even covering of grass here, but it's dead grass. It means there's not going to be a lot of life in this pitch after the hardness of the new ball has gone. It means that generally it's going to be an absolute batting paradise, like the Gabba, and woe betide anybody who drops short here because it's going to sit up and beg to be hit to one of those short boundaries. Now, this is a spinner's length. And at the moment, of course, before the game, lovely and even. As time goes on, fourth and fifth day, this will wear a little bit and this will help the spinners later on in the game. It's going to be hot as well, so that'll help the pitch really dry out. And there'll just be some areas for the spinners to explore here, but I expect teams to be able to score 400 and 500 in the first innings. Now behind me, the teams have been practicing in the nets, but in the modern Test environment, quite a lot of preparation actually goes on in the hotel as well. Traditional hotel leftovers, that looks like a bowler's meal, and sure enough it is. I'm outside Steve Finn's room. We're just going to go inside and I'll show you what they get up to in their room. Stephen.
Hello,
hi, come in. Just tell us a little bit about the preparation that you might do in the hotel. Everyone thinks that all you do in the hotel is laze around and watch Xbox games and stuff, but you've actually got some archive of your bowling on your laptop.
Yeah, I mean, every now and again we'll come back, or I will certainly sometimes come back and look at past footage, and it's more about good feelings and watching yourself do things well to prepare you for the next day's play.
What's your favourite ball that you've bowled in the last year or two then?
There's a couple actually. I mean, I've got one on here that I bowled in Dubai to Mohammed Hafiz in a one-day game for the Lions that I was happy with, and then others I don't have on film.
So the idea of watching that ball is to sort of remind yourself of what you're capable of doing, A, and how you did it, B.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, and it's just good to go back and get a reference to what you've done in the past.
And what else do you do in the room? I mean, these days, players are pretty gadgeted up. So you've got an iPod there and an iPad, and you must need a sort of a separate suitcase for all your kit.
No, not really. We don't overcomplicate things, to be honest. We got our stuff that we chill out with and use, but we tend not to overcomplicate things.
There's a good bit of reading material on his bed as well. Good insomnia cure, that. But you don't feel, in a way, that all this technology is any replacement for the feel of bowling?
No, certainly not. No, never. I mean, bowling's such a unique thing that you have an idea of what you're doing, but until you do it and put it into practice, it doesn't help.
And obviously, you're feeling pretty. You've done incredible amounts of training, so I guess you're feeling pretty fresh for tomorrow.
Yeah, I feel good.
I think they all feel good. England are raring to go tomorrow at the Adelaide Oval. We'll wait and see what happens.